Hello everybody, and welcome back to our channel, Two Brothers Outdoors, as if you didn't already know. Alright guys, today we're going to take down a hemlock, maybe two hemlocks. I got a order for 6x6's. Tim is not with us today. Poor Tim has to work. I'm semi-retired. I'm collecting my Social Security finally, so I can take days off when I want to. So anyway, we're going to take down two hemlocks, maybe just one, depends on how tall it is. I'm not going to spend too much time videoing getting the hemlock down, getting it out, but when we get up to the sawmill, we're going to video the sawing of a hemlock, because the formula that we came up with, we didn't come up with it, but the formula we found out about, is going to be very instrumental in cutting these 6x6's out, because I want to utilize as much of the log as we can for other lumber. All right, guys, so we're going to take down a tree. I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to have a camera set up to watch the tree fall. If something happens and the camera gets squashed, I'm going to blame Mike Wilson at Wilson Forest Lands, because he does that, and I'm going to try it. He gave me the idea. All right, guys, we're going to get this tree down, get it out, start sawing. All right, we're all equipped here, ready to go. We'll take down this hemlock and probably that hemlock. Can't have too much hemlock in the log yard anyway. I even thought about taking like this skinny one down right here. I know I can get 6x6's, at least one out of each log, but I need 12-foot pieces, and there's probably only two in that, so rather take a bigger tree. We can get more lumber out of it. All right, and today, thanks to my brother, I'm equipped with the Spencer logging tape. Give that a try too. Okay, so we had a little mishap. I kicked the chain off the saw, which isn't the first time I've done that. But it banged the teeth up where they wouldn't go back down in the bar. So I went over to the four-wheeler, grabbed the chainsaw file, and worked on the teeth. Hopefully it'll go in the bar now and I can continue on. Otherwise, I got to go down and get another chain. Okay, disaster averted. It's so humid, my glasses keep fogging up. I can't see nothing when I'm trying to do that. This humidity's aggravating. Okay, so that tree right there, decided to grab that tree right there. But we're going to fix that. I think it just needs a hand rolling just a little bit, and it'll go down. I always tell Tim, bring a cant hook in the woods. Don't forget to bring a cant hook. And I'm usually the one that forgets it. Well, I think that's going to need a little bit more sawing. Okay, a little more sawing. Now we'll see if we can get it to roll. Come on, baby. There we go. Whoo, baby. You hear that big thing? What? It's down. Gotta admit, this tape is pretty nice. Okay, so by referring to Andy and Paul's chart that they sent me, I can measure the small end of the log diameter and see if it'll work for a 6x6. It looks like, according to their chart, I have to have at least a 9-inch log. All right, this one is 8-inch at the small end. So I got one, and one rolled down there, 2. The other tree I cut down, 3 and 4. They'll work. This one, I believe, is a little too small. So we either cut that into an 8-foot section, which will make the diameter bigger, and we can use it for siding. Or maybe something will come along. Somebody need 2x6s or something, 12-foot long. All right, we're going to get this stuff out of here and start sawing. Guys, so normally we drop the logs right here, roll them onto the mill. But because these logs are 12 foot, that's a pretty heavy log right there too. I'm going to back this one on the mill, and then I'm going to go back up and grab another one and keep it on the log arch until I get this one done, and then I will back that one on the mill as well. It'll make things a little easier, I believe. Okay, this has nothing to do with sawmilling, but just had a little yearling run down through here. Little buck, little knobs on his head about that big, about that tall. Since it was a yearling, I'm going to have to assume that it's Gimpy, the little buck that we watched all season last year. Didn't think he was going to survive. At one point he could barely walk. I don't know what he did. But every time we hunted, we saw him, and every time we saw him, he was getting better. He became very wary, I can tell you that. He was a lot more alert than his mother was. But looks like he survived. I think that was probably him. Okay, guys, so this log is kind of oblong. It's like this. The smallest diameter on that end is 13 inches, so that's what we're going to go with, because you can't add wood to if there is none to add. So that's going to make a 9x9 square camp. So with the 9x9, we'll be able to get some siding boards off before we get down to the actual 6x6. And then whatever boards we can get out of the flitches that are going to come off. We'll make 4 cuts to bring this down to 9x9. And because the log is oblong, it's actually laying pretty level except for the very end over here, over there, which swoops up a little bit, but that's not going to hurt nothing. Okay, the mill's all warmed up and ready to go. Alright, so I should be able to start my cut at that end where the bark starts for the next flitch, and I should square it off on 2 sides. Okay. So we got 2 square sides. We got a couple of big flitches that came off of there. Now, I know not to go below 9 inches on the next cut. I'm going to cut it at 9 1/4 because I want to leave room for saw kerf, because ultimately I'm ending up with a 6x6. Everything else is gravy off this log. Okay, last cut. We're going to cut this one at 9 1/4 as well. Now when you go by the chart, the Southern Adirondack Outdoors made up for us. Or, so if you use the formula that Grizz gave us, 7 times 13 comes out to 91, and just put a point in there, so it's 9.1. So about 9.1, we got a tiny bit of weight on it, not much, but that's a 9 1/4 by 9 1/4 square camp. Now we're going to cut off siding until we get to the 6x6 in the center. And I'm going to whittle this down and roll a little bit, whittle it down I want to try to keep the pith in the very center of the 6x6. I got one 1x9 off of it, so now I turned it, and I'm going to get 1x8s off of this until I get down to 6 inches. Alright guys, I've whittled that down to a 6x8. So we're going to end up with 2 more 1x6s off of this before we get to our 6x6. Alright, we ended up with a bunch of nice siding boards here. 1 1x9, 3 1x8s, and 2 1x6s to get this down to a 6x6 cant. Shut the mill off, and as I was backing it up, stuff started falling off on the cant. This is a broken bolt that holds the clutch on. Damn, I can't catch a break here. Alright, well, we're going to have to draw out this broken bolt and put a new bolt in it. Hopefully, it's not too tight. I'm not going to get this into depth with this, but I'm just going to show you a little trick I learned over the years of being a technician. Use a tapered punch, sharpen it into a prick punch, try to keep it centered. When you slide it into a hole, it self-centers, and therefore you don't get your hole off-center. I've already pricked it. It's right in the center of the bolt, so now I can drill it with confidence that I'm in the middle of the bolt. Just a quick tip from Two Brothers Outdoors. Okay guys, so I was lucky enough when I started drilling the bolt just kind of went in the rest of the way by itself, which means it's loose. So once I got a hole drilled in it, I took this small screwdriver, long small screwdriver, and just took a hammer and tapped it in there, and I'm thinking the bolt's coming out with the screwdriver. This is about as lucky as you're going to get right here. And there it is. The broken piece, thread stayed intact. We're in good shape. From the looks of the size of the bolt, what threads are left in there, I don't think I used a long enough bolt when I put that clutch on. And yes, this is not Hudson's fault. I put a 20 horsepower Vanguard on here, so I mounted the clutch myself. And that is totally my fault for not using a long enough bolt. Okay, I put a longer bolt in it. And the bolt comes close to bottoming out this time. I had to put a spacer in there, but that's okay. All right, so it's all back together, ready to saw. I think what I learned from this log is I'm going to saw the 6x6 out first and then deal with the flitches afterwards, because this took way too long for a 6x6. All right, let's get on to the next one. But unfortunately for you guys, you're not going to see the next one sawn until the next video. We're going to call it quits for now. We appreciate you watching and coming along with us. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit that subscription button. You won't be sorry. Hit the notifications bell. so you don't miss our future videos, Don. And hit that thumbs up. YouTube loves the thumbs up, and it throws us into the algorithm and gets us more views. All right, guys, until the next one, we will catch you later.